I need to wake up a little bit. Hey guys, it's Sav. Welcome back to Book It, and today we're moving right along with our spooky month. We are moving to a book that I found at a thrift store for $3, and I grabbed it because I really liked the cover, but that was like it. I knew nothing about the book, and I ended up finishing it in like a day and a half. We're talking about The Night Shift by Alex Finlay. So like I said, I got this book at a thrift store for $3. So right up here, $3. It was supposed to be discarded. And I saw it like this. I was like, ooh, this looks cute. Let me flip it. Cute. Took it home. So this book follows a story of a wild thriller of like a murder mystery that happens in a small town. So what happens is there is one night this like person subject goes in and kills like 3 people and leaves 1 survivor. Now this is weird because it's a small town, things like this don't happen, except it had happened years prior to this to another person. So the original survivor's name was Ella, and the new survivor's name was, I want to say, Jessie. So Ella has been through this before. Like she survived, Jessie, yeah. So she survived a Blockbuster's guy came in and like killed 4 of the workers and left her alive. And now years down the road, a guy comes into an ice cream shop and kills like 3 workers and leaves 1. So it's very like correlating. At the time, we don't think that there's anything like abnormal about this. The police do not think it's the same person because it's been so long. And they call Ella to come back and kind of talk to Jessie. And they're like, hey, like you've been through this. You know how this works. Like, I feel like you should come back and talk to her a little bit and like try to like help her anyway, because she wouldn't let the police talk to her. She doesn't really have parents. Like, it was one of those things where they're like, come back. So she comes back to try to help her. And they're talking and she's like, do you think it's the same person? And they're like, oh, the police have no correlation. They would have no indication it's the same person, that maybe it's just a copycat. Maybe it's somebody that just, you know, is living out their fantasy. And that all changes when Jessie tells her, oh yeah, the killer said something to me, and it's the exact same thing that Ella said to, that the killer that killed all of the people with Ella had said to her. So Ella's like, oh my gosh, it's the same person. Now the police think that maybe it's not the same person, and maybe it is just like somebody on the police force like told them or whatever. But Ella swears up and down she never told anybody what that person said to her. So it's very interesting to see the stories kind of collide. It's very different because the original one takes place before Y2K, and it's like New Year's Eve. And for those that are younger, Y2K was supposed to, well, I'm younger, so because I was born in 2000. Y2K was basically when everyone thought that when the year 2000 hit, all the computers were going to like crash or something, and the world was basically going to end. It's like the 2012 thing, but like for our parents. So during that time, it's in a Blockbuster, whatever, and then you come forward and it's in an ice cream shop, and it's very much like updated version. So honestly, there is a back and forth in this book between the past and the present, which, I mean, that's not much different than a lot of other thrillers. Obviously, you have past and present in other thrillers just so you can get kind of like an entire drawn out. The only part that I had with only problem I had with this book was that the timelines got a little confusing. At some point I was reading and I couldn't remember which it was because they didn't specify what room they were in. Like, oh, they're in the Blockbuster back room. Oh, they're in the ice cream shop back room. They would be like, oh, we're in the back room. And you'd be like, oh, who's we? And they'd be like, me and the girls. And you're like, okay, that doesn't help. So this is when timelines can get a little murky, where you can get a little confused like that. The writing in this book was so good. It was really captivating. It pulled me in right from the get-go. And it also kept me interested because I wanted to know who did it the entire time. I've never read a book by Alex Finlay. Apparently a novel of Every Last Fear, so another thriller. I might have to pick that one up. But I have never read a book by him or her. And I honestly think that it was such a good book. There's a twist that is really nice, like kind of nice, and it wasn't really blatant who did it. If you go back and reread it, there's definitely points where you're like, oh, that person did it. But it doesn't actively come out and tells you. Honestly, I really did like this book. The only problem was just the timelines. I just kept getting a little confused here and there, but that might have just been on my own accord. I don't know if anyone else had that problem, but The Night Shift by Alex Finlay. I gave this book a 4 out of 5, which is a really good rating. And honestly, I did recommend it to a couple friends, just like, hey, you're reading thrillers. This is a thriller by an author that we usually don't like talk about. Me and my friends kind of have like safety authors is what we call them. It's like the people that we know, like when we read these books, they're going to be good. We know that if I take time out of my day to read a certain author, so like different genre, but like Penelope Douglas and H.D. Carlton are my safety authors. I know that no matter what I read from them, I'm going to love no matter what. Even if I did give Credence a 1 star. Honestly, might redo that video, but that's a whole other video. But yes, Night Shift, Alex Finlay, 4 out of 5. I think it fits perfectly with our little October spooky theme. Very proud of it. Very happy. And that is it for that video. Thank you so much for watching. Please make sure you like and subscribe. It helps me out so much more than you could possibly think. It's also free. And follow my link below. It's to my Goodreads. It'll tell you what I'm reading, what is coming up, what else I'm thinking of I might want to read. Also, all the books I've already read, even if I didn't make a video on it, they are on the Goodreads as well. And that is it for now, or that's it for today. And until next time, bye.